Race number 1 for the IMCA Modifieds on the point from Terabella, California. The 17th in of Steve Nolan to his outside. He's from Santa Maria. The 15th F of Marcus Frazier. Inside of row number 2 from Orchid, it's the 3 machine of Dylan Potter to his outside. The 44 of Eric Hamilton. Inside of row number 3, it's G Money, Gavin Manning in the 51 G machine to his outside. Austin Rodarte from Ventura, California in the 21. 6 cars, 8 laps the distance. Lights are going out. We're going green flag racing. Next time off of turn number 4. Steve Nolan, Marcus Frazier, Dylan Potter, Eric Hamilton, Gavin Manning, Austin Rodarte. That is our cars for heat race number 1. Nudge your neighbor, make that friendly wager. Who's going to pick up the first heat race win of the night? Will it be Steve Nolan on the point from Terabella, California? Will it be Marcus Frazier from Santa Maria to his outside? Dylan Potter, another Central Coast driver from Orchid, California. Green flags in the air, and here we go. So our flagman, Randy Schweitzer, up in the birdcage, did not like what he saw coming off of turn number 4. So we're going to reset and try them once again. Steve Nolan, Marcus Frazier, that front row. They got to be side by side right at the cone. You can see the big man, Jimmy Irwin, on the track showing him, pointing right at the cone. You got to go right here, guys. So they'll get one more chance to try it. If they do not succeed, then the front row will go to the back. Steve Nolan, Marcus Frazier. That'll put Dylan Potter and Eric Hamilton up to the point. So we are reset. We'll try it once again. Steve Nolan, Marcus Frazier, Dylan Potter, Eric Hamilton, Gavin Manning, Austin Rodarte. Nice tight formation over there in turn number 3. Randy Schweitzer up in the birdcage, giving him a hard look. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Side by side to turns 1 and 2. Nolan down the bottom side. Frazier up to his outside. Frazier with a momentum down the back straight into turn number 3. Nolan still charging hard down on the bottom side, but coming off of turn number 4. Marcus Frazier leads lap number 1. Nolan number 2 spot over Eric Hamilton. That's your top 3. Eric Hamilton in that 44 machine picked up a win last week in an IMCA stock car. Looking to get it done for the first time in a modified here at the Bakersfield Speedway, but right now it's all Marcus Frazier out front. Here comes Gavin Manning to the inside of the 44 Hamilton. Frazier with some good speed, fast lap 15.515 the last time by. Here comes G Money, Gavin Manning to the inside of Eric Hamilton. Side by side racing action for second as they go to turns 1 and 2. Gets a little bit tight, has to get on the binders. That allows Hamilton to stretch his legs down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Hamilton creeping up to the backside of the 15F of Marcus Frazier, but he's still out front at the halfway point. 4 laps down, 4 laps remaining. Frazier, Hamilton, Manning, no change up front. You got Steve Nolan, the 21 machine of Austin Rodarte and Dylan Potter rounding out the field. Frazier this last time by 15.59, 15.7, 397 for Gavin Manning. The fastest car on track is the 51G machine. A bobble from the 17 of Nolan. Hell, here comes Rodarte. Battling up there for the top 4 spot. Now Gavin Manning gets that position past Eric Hamilton. Hamilton back to the inside in the turns 1 and 2. Hamilton almost clipping the tire. A little slider from the 51G. A bobble from the 15F. Here comes Gavin Manning. Manning now battling for the top spot with the white flag in the air one more time around. Bit of a bobble from 1551. Gavin got tied off before Hamilton back to his inside. Gavin trying to gather it up. Run him down the back straightaway, but out front the 15F from Santa Maria, California. Marcus Frazier picks up heat race number 1. Hamilton in the number 2 spot over Gavin Manning. Steve Nolan in the number 4 position over Austin Rodarte and Dylan Potter. Great drive from the young man from Santa Maria, California, Marcus Frazier, in the 15F machine. You'll see him pull down to the infield, do a post-race tech as per IMCA modified rules. That'll set us up for heat race number 2. Lineup for Heat 2 looks like this on a point from Porterville, California. The 91 machine of Michael Scruggs to his outside. The 51B of Brian Clark. Trevor Fitz from Santa Maria, California on the inside of row number 2. The 28 machine to his outside from Pahrump, Nevada. The 223 of Jake Pike. Inside of row number 3, the 161 of Donald Houghton from Roseman, California. And to his outside, the 22 of Buddy Shepard. That's right, Buddy Shepard, the asphalt driver by nature. Out here, very familiar name, Shepard, last name here at the Bakersfield Speedway. His father, Dick Shepard, super late model driver. That's the H&S Body Works Advanced Distribution 22 machine for Buddy Shepard. Great to see him back out here supporting dirt oval racing here in Bakersfield, California. Nope, that'll be 6 cars. Once again, 8 laps is the distance for heat race number 2. Michael Scruggs and Brian Clark, your front row. So the fold up green flags going into the hand of our flagman Randy Schweitzer up in the birdcage, showing him 1 to go this time by, indicating we're going green flag racing next time off of turn number 4. Scruggs, Clark, Fitz, Pike, Houghton, and Shepard. Nice tight formation as they gather in turn number 3. Right at the cone is where they'll pick up the loud pedal. Green flags in the air. Here we go. Michael Scruggs off of the hit. Right down the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. A bit of a shove the nose from the 51B of Brian Clark. Here comes Jake Pike in the 2-2-3. Scruggs off of 4. He'll lead lap number 1. Trevor Fitz number 2. Spot over Jake Pike. Brian Clark. Ronald Houghton into a Buddy Shepard. Here comes the 28 of Trevor Fitz to the inside of Michael Scruggs. Fitz down the bottom side. Scruggs floats up right off of turn number 4. The left front tire up in the air for Trevor Fitz, trying to run down the 91 of Michael Scruggs. Fitz goes deep into turn number 3, shoves the nose. Now here comes the 2-2-3 of Jake Pike from Pahrump, Nevada. He'll slide 28 machine, put him up into P2. Pike now set his sights on the 91 machine of Michael Scruggs. 3 laps down, it'll be at the halfway point next time. That bobble from Scruggs, here goes Jake Pike. Bit of a bobble from Michael Scruggs off of turn number 2, puts the 2-2-3 into the top spot. 91 falls back to second over the 28 of Trevor Fitz. Brian Clark now, he's taking a peek to the inside of Fitz. Drag race down the back straightaway. Looking for a 2-for-1 special. Brian Clark's going to get it done off of turn number 4. Put it up in a P2. Michael Scruggs goes back down to the bottom side. Clark's going to have momentum off of 2. Down the back straightaway, but out front the 2-2-3 of Jake Pike. Looking at lap number 6 this time by. 6 laps down, 2 laps remaining for Jake Pike. Pike off of turn number 4, white flag in the air this time by. Problem for the 22 of Buddy Shepard. He'll pull it off early. Pike off of 2 for the final time. Down the back straightaway with a healthy straightaway lead over the 51B of Brian Clark. Jake Pike off of turn number 4 picks up heat race number 2. Clark in the number 2 spot over Trevor Fitz. Michael Scruggs into the 161 of Donald Houghton. That's going to do it for heat race number 2. So problems for the 22S machine of Buddy Shepard. Hopefully that is not terminal for that machine for the rest of the evening. So congratulations to the 2-2-3. Makes that drive worth it. All the way from Pahrump, Nevada. The 2-2-3 machine for Jake Pike. Picked up a victory on night number 1 of the 2022 Budweiser Nationals in the 2-2-3. Always one to watch here at the Bakersfield Speedway. Big supporter. Even though for Pahrump, Nevada, they come and visit us here in Bakersfield as often as they possibly can. Usually about 6 to 7 times a year. So great to see the 2-2-3 out here and doing well. So our winningest driver so far in the IMCA Modifieds is out here in heat race number 3. That's the 10 in of the Sandman, Rob Sanders. He'll be on the point to his outside, the 22D of Ryan Daves. Inside of row number 2, the 5W of Larry Wise. To his outside, the 07X of Troy Morris III. Inside of row number 3, it's Dalton Houghton in the 61 machine from Roseman. And from Grass Valley, California, the 34 of Austin Grant. Austin Grant, he is making his debut here at the Bakersfield Speedway here in the 2023 season. That beautiful looking number 34 machine. He'll be starting outside of row number 3. Scratch on the field. The Empire Steel Buildings Pounds Motorsports 34 machine. So we got a lot of fast cars right here in heat race number 3. Rob Sanders in that Victory Circle chassis, West Coast boring on the side of the 10 in for the Sandman. Ryan Daves in the Daves Fabrication 22D machine to his outside. Dex Troy Morris the third, outside of row number 2. Very fast young man out of right here in Bakersfield, California. Nice tight formation in turn number 3. We're going green right here off of 4. Rob Sanders, Ryan Daves, Larry Wise, Troy Morris, Dalton Houghton, and Austin Gant. So we didn't like the start on that one as well. Rob Sanders, Ryan Daves, that front row need to be side by side at the cone. Jimmy Irwin showing him. Got to go right here, guys. Rob Sanders, Ryan Daves, Larry Wise, Troy Morris the third, Dalton Houghton, and Austin Gant. Tight formation once again as they roll to the cone off of turn number 4. Rob Sanders gets on the loud pedal. Here we go. What a jump from the bottom W of Larry Wise. Wise taking the peek down to the inside. Rob Sanders gives the wheel to the 07X of Troy Morris. The third gets tight. Falls back to 5th, just like that. From the point to 5th for the Sandman. That puts the 22D. Ryan Daves on the point. He'll be lap number 1 over Larry Wise. The Vanderbilt chassis 5W to the 07X of Troy Morris the third. Dalton Houghton in the 61 and Rob Sanders ending at your top 5. Daves goes down the bottom side, floats up right to the middle off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway with a 5-6 car lead. Down the back straightaway in turn number 3. Larry Wise getting pressure from the 07X of Troy Morris the third. Troy Morris very fast right to the center of the corner. Moving a bit on exit of turn number 4. Throws it in early in turns 1 and 2. Puts the nose down to the bottom side, going off of 2. Trying to run down the 5W, but Larry Wise has it going into turn number 3. Daves, Wise, Morris, and Houghton. That is your top 4. Ryan Daves last time by 15.341. This time by for the 22 team machine. Next up at 15.5. 15.32 for Troy Morris the third. Next, the fastest car on the racetrack. You can see now he's using it, going down the back straight and trying to get by the 5W of Larry Wise. Slider served into turns 3 and 4. Larry Wise turns back down the hill, tries to cross over down the front straightaway. Again, P2 to the 07X of Troy Morris the third. Daves will get the white flag this time off of turn number 4. Little slider from the 5W. Houghton almost losing it over there. 3 and 4 holds on to it somehow, some way. Down the back straightaway for the final time is the 22D machine. Right down the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Coming off a 4 checkered flag in the air. Taking a top spot. Ryan Daves. Larry Wise in the number 2 position over Troy Morris the third. Dalton Houghton. Rob Sanders in the number 4 spot. Dalton Houghton comes home in the number 5 spot. And Austin Gant gets it wrong over there in 3 and 4, coming to the checkered flag. He'll round out the field in the 6th position. And on the point, it's Nicholas Johnson, Colby Quinn to his outside. Inside of row number 2, the lady driver out of Bakersfield, the 25B. That's Brooke Simmental. To her outside, Casey Johnson in an all-ladies row number 2 in the 13 machine. And then in the back, all by his lonesome, the 172, the flip-flop Tyler Irwin. Looks like the 25B electing to start in the rear of the field. The green flag's out. Heat race number 1. Nicholas Johnson down on the bottom side. Colby Quinton to his outside. Quinton's going to have the RPM run off a 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes the 172. Tyler Irwin to the inside of Nicholas Johnson into 3. Most recent winner, Tyler Irwin in that 172 machine. Down to the inside of Nicholas Johnson in 1 and 2. Johnson's going to have a good run off a 2. Going to run down Colby Quinton down the back straightaway. Quinton with some good ponies underneath the hood of that 4 machine. You can see it really stretching his legs off of corner exit down the straightaways. It's a little bit tight right there. A little bit of a bobble from Quinton. Johnson not able to capitalize, but here comes Tyler Irwin to the inside once again, side by side for second. Best battle on the track is for that second position. Tyler down on the inside. Door to door, side by side, drag race down the back straightaway. Tyler Irwin slides up one of Nicholas Johnson to turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4. Puts him up into the number 2 spot. A1 Spring and Supply Skins Automotive 172. Can he run down the 4 machine? We're at the halfway point, 4 laps down, 4 laps remaining. Colby Quinton nice and smooth through 3 and 4. Still a great battle for that second position. Nicholas Johnson now, he takes a peek to the inside of Tyler Irwin. Can't make it stick off of 2. Tyler runs down deep into turns 3 and 4. Nice and smooth through 3 and 4. That time bumper for the flip-flop. Fastest car on track that last time by was the 172 of Tyler Irwin. Only car in the 16-second bracket, 16.984. Colby Quinton with the white flag in the air this time by. Quinton with a comfortable lead down the back straightaway. Still a great battle going on for second and for 4th. But coming off of turn number 4, the 4 machine, Colby Quinton picks up heat race number 1 for the H&S Bodyworks Hobby Stock Division over Tyler Irwin and Nicholas Johnson. Here comes the battle for 4. Give it to Casey Johnson over Britt Simmenthal. So Colby Quinton getting it done all the way from Porterville, California in the 4 machine. Put him on the top spot. We've got one more for the H&S Bodyworks Hobby Stock Division. Just 9 cars through the back gate for the division here tonight. Stephen Johnson in the 26S machine will be on the point. Right outside of him, the 916 of the Outlaw, Ricky Childress Jr. Tate Loftus in the 62 machine. He'll be inside of row number 2. And to his outside, the 44, the real deal, Rick Childress, your current point leader right now here in the 2023 point season with 292 points. Jimmy Irwin, he is not racing here tonight. He was second in points coming into tonight with 290, just 2 points back in the championship's point standings. Tyler Irwin with 288. Just 4 points back from the real deal, Rick Childress. Tate Loftus and Marcus Walcom. That is your 5 cars so far in the 2023 points campaign. So there's our 3 cars. Here comes the 62, the Golden Empire Towing. Gills Transmission, 62 for Tate Loftus. The final car for heat race number 1. You can see battling some mechanical gremlins. He's got the hood off of that 62 machine. He went off early in the hot lap sessions, so hopefully he got that thing figured out. Tate Loftus has put that 62 machine in victory lane so far here in 2023. Most recent winner was the 172 of Tyler Irwin. The 916, the Outlaw Ricky Childress Jr. behind the wheel of the Walcom Racing 916 machine, looking for his first win in a hobby stock. He's been right there knocking on the top 3. First 3 times out for Ricky Childress Jr. Stephen Johnson looking for his first win in that 26 machine. So it looks like our lineup is good. We should be showing them a 1 to go this time by with Stephen Johnson, Ricky Childress Jr., Tate Loftus, and the real deal, Rick Childress, rounding out the field. Lights are out. We're going green flag racing off of turn number 4. Steven Johnson and the outlaw Ricky Childress Jr. Your front row. 8 laps is the distance. Nice tight side by side, coming slow pace to the cone. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Ricky Childress Jr. shot out of a cannon into turns 1 and 2. Ricky Childress turning wrenches on that 91 machine. Getting that thing dialed in, getting quicker and quicker each and every time out. Looking for his first win for the Wacom Racing Stables. Looking good here in heat race number 2. Steven Johnson has a rear view mirror full of the 62 of Tate Loftus. Looks like they did figure out the mechanical gremlins underneath the hood for Loftus. That thing has good speed. Ricky Childress Jr. out front, Steven Johnson, number 2 spot, Tate Loftus and Rick Childress rounding out the field. That time by 16.802 for Ricky Childress Jr. Fastest car on track by 0.4 of a second. 1 second back on the clock is the 26 machine of Steven Johnson. Tate Loftus 17.190, 17.164. Oh, almost going around is the 26 machine of Steven Johnson. Able to hold on to it, keep it pointed in the right direction. The RPM Collision Center 26 machine, he stayed green. Coming to 5 laps down, just past the halfway point this time by for the outlaw Ricky Childress Jr. Quick lap 16.799 that last time by. Has a straightaway lead over the 62 machine of Tate Loftus, Rick Childress, and Steven Johnson. Ricky Childress using that very extreme outside line all the way around the high base 1/3 clay oval. Car is working well for Ricky Childress Jr. Rick Childress switching up the line over there in turns 1 and 2, trying down to the bottom side. He is gaining ground to the backside of the 62 of Tate Loftus, but we're running out of time. White flags in the air this time by. Ricky Childress slides himself into turns 1 and 2, searching high and low in the 916 machine. Does the same thing in 3 and 4, loses the nose just a bit, gets a little bit tight, but no harm, no foul. Checkered flag in the air. The outlaw, Ricky Childress Jr. He gets it done in heat race number 2. Tate Loftus comes home in the number 2 spot. Over the real deal, Rick Childress and the 26 of Steven Johnson. On the point is David Perry in the 20 machine to his outside. Bruce Hiroshima in the 5 on the inside of row number 2, the 55, the double nickel for Haley Lambert. And the 59 of Danny Park Lopez from Pomona, California. That'll be your 4 cars for the NMRA TQ Midgets. So we had 4 of these cars not able to make it here tonight. Kevin Cale on the 07 machine. Ace Cale on the 77. Chuck West and West Evans. Would have made an 8-car field, but tonight only 4 were able to make the call. Bruce Hiroshima, the 20 machine. David Perry, the 55 of Haley Lambert, and the 59 of Danny Park Lopez. David Perry leading lap number 1. Bruce Hiroshima in the number 2 spot. Danny Park Lopez in the number 3 spot, rounding out the field, the 55 of Haley Lambert. Perry getting contingent now from the 5 machine of Bruce Hiroshima. Hiroshima's on the outside. David Perry down on the bottom side. Bruce gets a little bit free coming off of turn number 4. Leaving David Perry to lead down to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. 3 laps down. Coming up to the halfway point next time by. Hiroshima taking a peek to the outside once again in turns 3 and 4. Can he get the momentum run? He can't do it. It's going to be David Perry leading lap number 4. Hiroshima now down to the bottom side. A bobble from the 59 machine of Danny Park Lopez. Haley Lambert slams on the brakes, able to avoid contact. Now Hiroshima trying the outside once again with David Perry. 5 laps down, 3 laps remaining. Hiroshima taking a peek to the outside. Drag race down the back straightaway. Still Perry and Hiroshima 1 and 2. Hiroshima with a crossover move down to the bottom side, down the back straightaway. Now Bruce is on the inside with a white flag in the air. One more time around. Little slider served from the 5 machine, puts him up into the top spot, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bruce Hiroshima, David Perry now 1 and 2. Checkered flags in the air. Bruce Hiroshima picks up the heat race win over David Perry. Danny Park Lopez comes home in the number 3 spot over Haley Lambert. That will do it for the NMRA TQ Midgets. Coming up next will be our American Stock Division. 4 heat races on the card for 20 car entries for the American Stocks here tonight. This has been our most supported class in the 2023 season so far. Great to see all these drivers coming out supporting American Stock Racing here at the Bakersfield Speedway. Your current point leaders, Cody Sly. He's got 374 points. Sonny Simpkins sitting second in points, just 8 points back with 366 over Miranda Scott. Troy Thomas Jr. Tyler Weeks rounding out your top 5. So American Stock Heat Race number 1. Lineup will look like this on the point from right here in Bakersfield, California. He's got a win already here in 2023. It's the number 78 of Sugar Boom Boom. That's James Williams. To his outside from McKittrick, California, the number 23 of Hayden Morrison. Brock Crawford in the L787s on the inside of row number 2 to his outside, the 15K of Kimberly Brown. Sonny Simpkins in the 68S machine rounding out the field. And that'll be your 5 cars, 8 laps the distance for heat race number 1. So we've already got 2 winners in heat race number 1 for this division. Sugar Boom Boom and Sonny Simpkins, both of them each picked up their first ever win for the American Stocks here in Bakersfield, California. Brock Crawford always fast in this division as well. He's been behind the wheel of the Hawk Racing Into Deep machine, which is not on property here today, but behind the wheel of the L787 here tonight on the inside of row number 2. Keep your eyes on that machine. He was the fastest car in the Hot Lap sessions. Oh, we've got him hooked up on the front straightaway. We had a couple of cars thinking that it was going green, and a couple that didn't. So lights were not out. We were not set to go green flag racing right there off of turn number 4. So we got him hooked up. Somebody get out the water hose right here on the front straightaway. Getting them set up once again. Sugar Boom Boom on the point. Can he pick up the heat race win here tonight? Heat race number 1 for the division. 4 heat races once again for the American Stocks. Cody Sly, I do not believe he is in the building. He is not on property, and he is your current point leader. So with a good run from Sonny Simpkins, she's currently sitting second in points. She could overtake that point championship lead so far here in the 2023 season. Miranda Scott, she's sitting in the number 3 spot. She's not in property either. At least she's back in Nashville, Tennessee. Troy Thomas Jr. in the number 4 spot. Tyler Weeks 5th in points. Lights are out. We're going green flag racing right here off of turn number 4. Williams and Morrison, your front row. Brock Crawford, Kimberly Brown, Sonny Simpkins. Green flag is in the air. Here we go. American Stock Heat Race number 1. James Williams leads them down to the bottom side in turns 1 and 2. You can see the hood lifting off the L787 from Brock Crawford. Will it hold on? Oh, Morrison sends it around into turns 3 and 4. Can't you get that thing refired? She gets it in reverse. Back into drive, and we stay green. James Williams down to the bottom side into turns 3 and 4. Brock Crawford floats up the hill, tries a high side off of 4. Here comes Sonny Simpkins up into the mix into the top 3. Send it in deep into turns 1 and 2 with the L787. Nice and smooth goes Sonny Simpkins around the bottom side. Drag race down the back straightaway into 3. Crawford, too deep, into 3 and 4. He gets it spun around and we stay green once again. So the 78 of James Williams out front. Sonny Simpkins in the number 2 spot in the 68S machine, the Motor City Throwdown. Be-Tough entry for Sonny Simpkins. Kimberly Brown currently sitting in the number 3 spot in the 15K machine. Brock Crawford and Hayden Morrison rounding out the field. 4 laps down, making 5 this time by 3 laps remaining for Sugar Boom Boom. James Williams keeping that 78 machine nice and straight. That's the way to get around. Not scrubbing any speed. It's a 78 for Sugar Boom Boom. James Williams, nice and smooth, right around the bottom side of the racetrack. Sonny Simpkins, 17.974 that last time by. She's 1.8 seconds back from James Williams. Kimberly Brown with his 18.657 and an 18.231 for Brock Crawford. White flags in the air this time by for Sugar Boom Boom James Williams. Down to the bottom side once again in turns 1 and 2. No contest from the 68S of Sonny Simpkins. Best race on the track, that will be for 3rd. Coming off of turn number 4, Sugar Boom Boom. James Williams picks up the heat race win over Sonny Simpkins. Kimberly Brown getting around the 23 of Hayden Morrison. That is not for position. Kimberly Brown will come home in the number 3 spot over Brock Crawford and Hayden Morrison. So you can see the 78 machine, Sugar Boom Boom, James Williams. He'll come down to the roller off of turn number 4. So these cars are one-wheel drive, if you will. Not locked up rear ends in these American stock division. So we'll get them up on the roller, make sure that the rear end is not locked up. If so, the heat race win will go to Sugar Boom Boom James Williams. And just like that, Sugar Boom Boom passes the test. He is heat race number 1 winner. So congratulations to Sugar Boom Boom. That'll take us to heat race number 2. Cody Sly is in the building. That's that 74 machine. He'll be on the point for heat race number 2. 2 is outside the 188 of Steve McKinley. Inside of row number 2, the 1 machine of Colby Ward. 2 is outside the 40 of Alexis Blankenship. And in row number 3, all by his lonesome, the 25C of Carson Conway. So a bit of a contrast in cars in that second row. You see Colby Ward out there in the not the prettiest looking American stock car out here, but he's still got some speed in that 1 machine and probably one of the best looking race cars out here, Alexis Blankenship in that 40 machine. All kinds of flavors out here in the American stock division. Cody Sly and Steve McKinley on that front row. Cody Sly in that Golden Empire Towing. He's still looking for his, I believe, 2nd win. I think he's already got a win so far here in the 2023 season. Your current point leader for the championship. Lights are out, going green right here off of 4. It's Cody Sly and Steve McKinley. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Sly goes up to the high side in the turns 1 and 2. Colby Ward taking a peek to the inside of McKinley off of 2 down the back straightaway. Colby Ward takes that spot. Carson Conway has to get on the binders to stay off the backside of the 188 machine as McKinley is throwing it in deep into 3 and 4. McKinley hard into the fence on the front straightaway. You can see it looks like he had 1 wheel on the steering wheel. Looks like he was going for a tear off or something, and he just hit the fence right at the flag stand. That thing's a tank, and it keeps on trucking. Cody Sly, he's out front. Good battle going on for 2nd between Colby Ward and the 25C of Carson Conway. Conway down to the bottom side. Colby Ward up on the high side. Great drive from Conway off of turn number 4. Give him the P2 spot. So Carson on a good drive here in heat race number 2. Blankenship gets around Steve McKinley for the number 4 spot. Coming off of turn number 4, Cody Sly in the 74 machine. 4 laps down, 4 laps remaining just at the halfway point. This battle is for second. Carson goes up the hill. Colby Ward back to his inside. They almost make contact coming off of turn number 2. Steve McKinley, he's going to pull it off the racing surface over there in turn number 1, and we stay green. Can Carson Conway run down the one machine of Colby Ward once again? Fastest car that last time by was the one machine of Colby Ward with an 18.181. Just like that, a 17-second lap out of your leader, Cody Sly. 6 laps down, 2 laps remaining. We'll get the white flag next time by for the 74 Golden Empire Towing entry, Cody Sly. Right through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Gets a little bit tight on quarter exit. White flag in the air. One more time around. Colby Ward got tight in turns 1 and 2. That's bringing the 25cc back to his rear bumper, but off of turn number 4, Cody Sly, he'll pick up the heat race win. The battle for second is on off of turn number 4. Colby Ward by a nose over the 25cc of Carson Conway. Alexis Blankenship, she'll take home the number 4 spot over James Williams and Steve McKinley. Excuse me, James Williams was in heat race number 1. That will do it for heat race number 2. Cody Sly, he'll go to the roller off of turn number 4. Nice tight formation. Ryan Barnes and Eric Simmental on the front row. Green flags in the air, and here we go. American Stock heat race number 3. Simmental gets that Skinny's Automotive number 28C rotated and going down the back straightaway. Ryan Barnes was split 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Tori Seifson, she's going to come up in the number 2 spot. Tori Seifson, that is the daughter of the all too well known Chris Seifson of Seifson Suspension. She's out there getting it done in her American Stock. In the number 2 spot, catches it coming off. Oh, around goes a 29 of Trenton Millard. Out of nowhere, that thing just cuts loose on him, and around he goes to the back of the field. Eric Simmental, he's out front, right down the bottom side in turns 3 and 4, the 28C machine. Seifson still in the number 2 spot in the Diamond IT 8-up machine. Ryan Barnes now battling side by side with the 58T of Troy Thomas Jr. Troy Thomas down on the bottom side, clears the 79, puts him up in a P3. Eric Simmental this time by has an 18.22 lap time, 18.7 for Tori Seifson. Ryan Barnes with an 18.63 and a 19.6 for Ryan Barnes. Coming up on lap number 5 this time by for the 28C machine of Eric Simmental, Gill's Transmission and Skinny's Automotive on the side of that machine from Taft, California. Simmental with a straightaway lead down the back straightaway into turn number 3. 6 laps down this time by, 2 laps remaining for Simmental. Seifson still with a great drive over there in P2. Troy Thomas Jr. the number 3 spot. Ryan Barnes, Trenton Millard. White flag in the air this time by for Eric Simmental. Simmental nice and smooth right through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Nice and silky smooth for the driver out of Taft, California, Eric Simmental. Off of turn number 4, picks up heat race number 3. Tori Seifson, great drive in the number 2 spot. 58T of Troy Thomas Jr. rounds out your top 3. Here's the battle for 4th. Off of 4, it's going to be Barnes over the 29 of Trenton Millard. So Simmental, he'll make his way to the roller off of turn number 4. Just like that, the 28C machine, Eric Simmental, passes the roller test. He picks up the win for heat race number 3. That'll put it to our 4th and final heat race for the American Stock Divisions. Our lineup will look like this from right here in Oildale, California. 75W of Brandon Wolford. He'll be on the point to his outside in the 01 of Ethan Johnson. Inside of row number 2, it's James E. Goff from Taft in the 12 machine to her outside, the 69X of Tyler Weeks. In row number 3, all by his lonesome, he calls Bakersfield, California home. It's the 30 of Trace Manise. So it looks like James E. Goff electing to start in her position. She'll be on the inside of row number 2. Trace Manise will be in the back of the field. So lineup is good. We got a creeping pace on the back straightaway. The 75W, Brandon Wolford and Ethan Johnson, both rookies in the American Stock Division. I do believe this is Ethan Johnson's very first race in that 01 machine on the outside of the front row. Brandon Wolford coming up from the mini stock division up into the American stocks here for 2023. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Wolford to the point into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Weeks taking a peek to the inside of Johnson down the back straightaway. Now here comes Weeks for the battle for the lead. Brandon Wolford, Tyler Weeks. They're going to be side by side off of turn number 4 at the stripe. It's a 75W. Wolford leads lap number 1. Ethan Johnson now, he's got a little crossover move down to the bottom side off of turn number 2, side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, smoke out of the back of the 69 machine for Tyler Weeks. You can see fluid on the racing surface, and Tyler Weeks has had to pull it down to the infield. And the caution is out. You can see a lot of fluid pouring out underneath that 69 machine for Tyler Weeks. Not a good sign for the 69 machine. So the caution flag comes out on lap number 2, 6 laps remaining. The rookie, Ethan Johnson, he'll be on the point of the 01 machine. Brandon Wolford will be in the number 2 spot over Trace Manise and James E. Goff. 4 cars still remaining. This is our final heat race for the American Stock Division. Then we'll round it out with our heat races for the IMCA Northern SportMods. SportMods, they'll have 3 heat races. 6 cars in the first one, 5 and 5. Total of 16 entries for the IMCA Northern SportMods here tonight. Oh, so unfortunately, you can see Jimmy Irwin down there. He is throwing parts and pieces down to the infield, so that's probably going to end the night for the 69 machine of Tyler Weeks. So we'll get the racing surface cleaned up and get right back to racing action. We'll see if the young gun can get it done. The 01 machine, Ethan Johnson, can be batting 1,000 for his heat race attempts. First heat race, and a first heat race win will be a big thing for that 01 machine for Ethan Johnson. He shook down the one in last week, his brother's hobby stock. Did very well in that thing. That was his first laps ever here at the Bakersfield Speedway. But with that Johnson name, racing is in the blood. So that Ethan Johnson kid has a bright future in front of him, always in good race cars. Johnson's built some of the most well-known hobby stocks and American stocks that run out here at the Bakersfield Speedway. So we got the fluid picked up over there in turns 3 and 4. Lights are out. We're going back green flag racing right here off of turn number 4. Ethan Johnson on the point. In the 01 machine, Brandon Wolford, the 75W, the 30 of Trace Manise, and the 12 of James E. Goff. 6 laps remaining for heat race number 4. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Great jump from the 01 machine of Ethan Johnson. Right through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Brandon Wolford in the number 2 spot. Trace Manise and James E. Goff rounding out the field. Trace Manise, contact on the back straightaway. Trace somehow, some way able to hold on to that 30 machine. You can see the white wall now on the side of that right rear tire. Ethan Johnson right through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Hang on to it, buddy. Gets a little bit sideways, but he catches it in the RPM Collision Center. All lit up graphics 01 machine. Down the back straightaway now. Wolford, he gets close to the KUZZ sign on the back straightaway. 5 laps down for the 01 machine. And the fastest car on the track, 18.7 the last time by, 18.9 for Brandon Wolford. Trace Manise, he had an 18.79. So Trace is the second fastest car on track. Can he run down the 75W of Brandon Wolford? Ethan Johnson keeps that car nice and stable through turns 1 and 2, right down the back straightaway. High entry to turn number 3, comes right down to the bottom, through the center, with a white flag in the air this time by. Ethan Johnson, Brandon Wolford, Trace Manise, James E. Goff. They're all stretched out as they go into turns 3 and 4 off of turn number 4 for the final time. The 01, Ethan Johnson. He'll pick up the heat race win. Brandon Wolford in the number 2 spot. Trace Manise and James E. Goff will round out the field. So congratulations to the 01, Ethan Johnson, getting it done in his debut. Great drive from that young man right there. He'll put him right on the roller over there off of turn number 4 to make it official. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is not what you want to see. They'll give him in a second attempt. He's got it up on the roller. Jimmy Irwin instructing him on how it is done. He may have held the brake there. He's up on it once again. And the drama unfolds. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, no good for the 01 machine. No good on the roller. Heartbreak for the 01 machine. So, a couple too many shins in that rear end for Ethan Johnson. In the 1R machine on the point. That's an on it chassis to his outside Dylan Wilson in the 80D machine. As Matthew Frazier electing to start in the rear of the field. Adam Baker inside of row number 2. Putting Jason Bannister outside of row number 2 in the 51. Green flags in the air, and here we go. Wilson and Bannister around the outside. That's your first pair of cars. Wilson with great speed going into turn number 3. Dylan Wilson leads lap number 1 over Jason Bannister. Adam Baker in the number 3 spot. Ryan Olds in the number 4 spot. Then you pick up Matthew Frazier taking a peek at the inside of Olds. They almost make contact off of turn number 2. Wilson looking good in the 82 machine. Leading the 51 of Jason Bannister, who gets a little bit tight off of 2, a little bit of a bobble from the 51 machine, giving some more breathing room to Dylan Wilson. Wilson gets tight off of 4. Dylan Wilson, Jason Bannister, Adam Baker, still no change in your top 3, 15.5 for your leader last time by. This time for your leader, 15.6, 15.7 for Jason Bannister. Bannister is losing ground to the 80 of Dylan Wilson. Adam Baker trying to run down the 51 of Jason Bannister. Bannister finally back behind the wheel of the 51 machine after about a month layoff. Sixth lap down this time by from Dylan Wilson from right here in Bakersfield, California in the AED machine, his rookie season in the IMCA Motor Sport Mods. Bumping up from the hobby stock division and looking very sporty right here down the back straightaway. Wilson will pick up the white flag this time off of turn number 4. Will the lap traffic from the one-arm Brian Old be a factor? Wilson on a high entry to turn number 1. Drive down the hill off of 2 down the back straightaway. Ryan Olds right in front of your leader. Checkered flag will fall off of turn number 4. Dylan Wilson picks up the heat race win. Jason Bannister in the number 2 spot. Adam Baker rounds out your top 3. Matthew Frazier will come home in the number 4 spot over the 27K of Xander Keeland. And Ryan Olds will round out the field. So Dylan Wilson picks up the heat race win. He'll come down to a post-race tech as well, as per IMCA rules. Usually what they're looking for down there on the front straightaway, make sure they have all the Hoosier G60s and IMCA stickers on all of the wheels. On a post-race check, they can also do a rev limiter check on the rev boxes for these machines. He'll come down there and see Jimmy the Shoe Irwin for a quick post-race tech. So you can see Jimmy Irwin looking at the tires and wheels, making sure all the stickers are on. Good to go, Dylan Wilson. It's official. Picks up the heat race win for heat race number 1. So just like that, that'll set us up for heat race number 2. Your lineup will look like this on the point. The 316 machine from right here in Bakersfield. It's Kenny White to his outside. The 22J of Andrew Johnston. Inside of row number 2, it's the 74 machine of Levi Kiefer to his outside. The 11B of Brian Baker. Inside of row number 3, all by his lonesome, the 212 machine of Mason Conway. So Mason Conway making his debut in the IMCA Northern Sport Mod division. Mason ran American stocks last year, hobby stocks at the beginning of this year, now back behind the wheel of an IMCA Northern Sport Mods for the Blankenship racing family. So tonight are the first laps turned for that 212 machine of Mason Conway. Starting in the back of the field, holding back. But keep your eyes on that Ethan Dotson Racing number 74, Levi Kiefer. He had that thing set on kill in the hot lap sessions. We'll see what he can do right here. Heat race number 2. Three wide off of turn number 2. Brian Baker splits the middle. Kenny White down on the bottom side. Baker on the high side. Levi Kiefer, he's working the bottom side after turn number 4. It's a dead heat at the stripe. Brian Baker around the outside. He's going to have the momentum run. Oh, problems for Andrew Johnson in the 22 machine. He pulls up the hill. Slow on the back straightaway, but he keeps it going. Great three-car battle up front. Brian Baker in the number 1 spot, the Razor chassis, the 316 of Kenny White, and the 74 of Levi Kiefer. All you can see the right front flat for the 22J of Andrew Johnston. A bit of a bobble from the 11B. Here comes Kenny White to his inside. Kenny White, also a rookie to the series in the 316 machine, coming from the hobby stock ranks. Getting faster each and every time out. Starting to figure that thing out. He's up there at P2. Still Brian Baker out from the 11B machine. The Levi Kiefer sitting in the number 2 spot. And Ethan Dotson Racing 74 machine. Baker, Kenny White, Levi Kiefer, Mason Conway sitting in the top 4 spot. Baker floats all the way up to the high side off of turn number 4. Enters high in the turns 1 and 2. Turns it down the hill just a bit down the back straightaway. 6 laps down. We'll get the white flag next time by. Brian Baker from right here in Bakersfield picks up the white flag one more time around. Baker in the Baker Fabrication Razor chassis off of 2 down the back straightaway with a 4-car advantage over the 316 of Kenny White. Levi Kiefer still sitting in the number 3 spot. Heat race number 2 goes to Brian Baker. Baker, Kenny White, Levi Kiefer, your top 3. And Mason Conway rounds out the top 4. And that's going to do it for heat race number 2. So we've got our final heat race of the night coming up next. 5 more cars going 8 laps for our final heat of the night. Nick Kaufman, Emily Van Hoff, Brock Crawford, Tyler Bannister, and Trevor Klymans will be your 5 cars going 8 laps here for heat race number 3. So it's official, Brian Baker will pick up the heat race number 2 win. And at Baker Fabrication, once again, Razor chassis. So your lineup for heat race number 3, Nick Kaufman, the 13C, will be on the point to his outside. The 4M from Chowchilla, California, it's Emily Van Hoff. Brock Crawford in the 96 machines on the inside of row number 2 to his outside. The 151 of Tyler Bannister. And Trevor Klymans in the 2C from Brentwood, California, rounding out the field. So Brent Klymans, he's coming down all the way from Watsonville. Raced Watsonville last night. Made the long haul down here to the Bakersfield Speedway. Emily Van Hoff, she picked up a heat race win on Wednesday up in Merced, California in that 4M machine. She's looking to do just the same here at the Bakersfield Speedway. So your front row, Nick Kaufman, Emily Van Hoff. Van Hoff is from Chowchilla, California. Another good long haul. Great to see these drivers coming down supporting the Bakersfield Speedway. Brock Crawford, Tyler Bannister, Big Dad. That's a brand new Victory Circle chassis with Stevenson suspension on all 4 corners for the 151 machine. And Trevor Klymans. Green flags in the air, here we go. Final heat race of the night. IMCA Northern Sport Mod heat race number 3. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Emily Van Hoff gets the worst of that one. She goes to the tail of the field. Klymans in the number 2 spot. Tyler Bannister side by side. Good heads up driving from the 151 of Tyler Bannister. Backing her down, reset it. Now we got 3 wide once again down the back straightaway. Nick Kaufman out front. He loops in a 3 and 4. Emily Van Hoff makes contact. Yellow is out. Yellow is out for the 13C of Nick Kaufman and the 4M of Emily Van Hoff on lap number 2. So caution comes out. Nick Kaufman in the 13th machine. Got a little sideways all by his lonesome, a little too deep into turn number 3. He spins out in front of the field. Good heads up driving from there on back. Trevor Klymans able to avoid contact, as well as the 151 and the 96 machine of Brock Crawford. Emily Van Hoff just making contact with the 13C, comes to a halt, brings out the caution on lap number 2. So the 4M Emily Van Hoff makes her way off of the racing surface. Her window net came down, so hopefully she can just get back in the hot lane, put that window net back up, and tag the back of the field. So Klymans in the 2C machine from Brentwood, California, making the most of that long haul. He finds himself in a top spot in the 2C machine. Brock Crawford, that's the guy doing double duty here tonight. He was in the L787 hobby stock, now behind the wheel of his own 96 Sport Mod. But keep your eyes on that Victory Circle chassis, Dirt Defender 151. Tyler Bannister sitting in the number 3 spot. And Nick Kaufman rounding out the field in 13C Victory Circle Chassis Diamond IT. Lights are out. We're going green off of 4. Kleinman picks up the loud pedal. Pouncing early is the 151 of Tyler Bannister. Bannister all over the backside of Kleinman. Here goes the RPM run for Brock Crawford. Brock Crawford deep into turn number 3. He's running the high side. Kleinman's on the bottom side. Door to door at the stripe. It's going to be Brock Crawford. What a move from the 96 machine of Brock Crawford, putting him to the top spot. He's going to bring the 151 with him, but a bobble from Tyler Bannister keeps Kleinman's in P2. Much smoother this time through 3 and 4 for the 96 machine of Brock Crawford. Fast lap 16.042 that last time by. Bannister side by side, door to door down the back straightaway, drag race into 3 for second position. Kleinman's on the bottom side, Bannister on the high side. Bannister takes the spot and tries to charge down the 96 machine of Brock Crawford. So can Tyler Bannister run down Brock Crawford deep into 3 and 4 this time by. Six laps down, 2 laps remaining. Don't look now, but here comes Tyler Bannister. Bannister takes a peek to the inside down the back straightaway. Tyler Bannister down to the bottom side. Can he clear the 96 machine of Brock Crawford? He does. White flag in the air one more time around. The move from Bannister in 3 and 4 puts him to the top spot. Now he's stretching his legs down the back straightaway into 3. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Big Dad, Tyler Bannister gets the heat race win over Brock Crawford, Trevor Kleinman, and Nick Kaufman. So the debut for Tyler Bannister in that brand new 2023 Victory Circle chassis ends up on the top spot, getting it done in heat race number 3. Great run from the 96 machine of Brock Crawford, Trevor Kleinman, and Nick Kaufman. Emily Van Hoff rounded out the top 5 in heat race number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for all of our heat races here tonight. We're going to get to track prep, so we're going to put the standing light on. So the standing light is lit. We're going to do some track prep and then get right back into our A features.